This way. Let me get to Stacey Pickering, Executive Director, Mississippi Veterans Affairs. Good morning, sir. How are you? It's good to have you.
Hey, Paul, good to see you, sir.
There's I love the background back there. Is it of the mounts of the deer? It's pretty good. It's always. It's always. Are you in your office or are you at home?
I am in the library at the house this morning. I get ready to head to the Gulf Coast for a little meeting a little bit.
Well, give us a little bit of a review, the year-end review as far as veteran affairs are concerned, and some of the things that's going on, because this time of the year is going to be a little bit more of a downer than normal, where some of the people are able to go and spend some time at some of the homes, the veterans' homes, and they'll not be able to do that this year, depending on, I guess, where the situation is.
Well, that's been one of the biggest things and biggest hurdles for our families. Most folks know we run 4 nursing homes for veterans in Mississippi. That's our marquee mission. And, they've been separated and isolated from their families since March due to the pandemic. It has gotten into our homes, and we have fought it a couple of times already this year. But our biggest issue right now is how do we connect those families over the Christmas holidays, over the next 2 or 3 weeks as we end out the year. But our residents, not all of them have dementia and Alzheimer's. Over half of our veterans, they're cognizant, but they have other health issues, and they're very concerned. They said, we opened the door, the virus could get in, it could kill us. They realize they are a high-risk population, and we want to make sure we're doing all we can to protect them. And that's one reason I have been very vocal, asking everyone, wear your mask, socially distance. It doesn't matter what our political agenda may or may not be. We know that it saves lives, and it protects our veterans, especially those that are at most risk.
I'm going to ask you, when we get these numbers as far as COVID's concerned, and they put in the LTC, the long-term care facilities, is that inclusive of the veterans' homes?
Paul, it is inclusive of our veterans' homes. We had an outbreak May, June, in all four of our homes. We got the virus out, but we've been battling it in 3 of our 4 homes for the last 45 days. Our staff have done great. The VA Medical Center in Memphis and in Jackson have both sent staff in to help our staff care for the veterans. And our field reps, who normally are on college campuses, have actually left their families and have moved to Collins and Kosciuszko, and they've mopped the floors and folded clothes because a lot of our staff have gotten the virus. And so whenever you start losing your housekeepers, your laundry service, you don't realize it's a snowball effect within the care for our residents. So we've got a great staff, one team, one fight. They've done a great job. Real proud of the work they've done.
Well, with the additional testing, hasn't that made it a little bit easier to find out who's got it, who hasn't? Or are they being tested on a regular basis?
Yeah, we're testing everybody, residents and staff, twice a week in the homes. It helps us isolate it early, but it does not eradicate it. The testing is just a diagnostic tool. But the rapid test, we actually have done, just in the last month, well over 100,000 tests between our 4 facilities.
Is the rate going down, though? I mean, as far as positives that you're getting? Or is it like everything else going up?
We're catching them earlier. So we're catching it like 2s and 3s, 4s and 5s. We're not having the massive outbreaks. Whenever we weren't able to test early on back in the spring, there weren't enough tests to go around. And it was like literally in a 48, 72-hour time period, you would get 20 or 30. So it's been a much slower process, but we are on the backside of it. We have no tests, no positive cases in our Jackson facility. Oxford's on the backside. Collins and Kosciuszko are all seem to be on the backside of the virus. We do have some new positives in Oxford over the weekend, but our staff's doing a great job making sure that they stay hydrated, that they're treated. We used hydroxychloroquine early on, and we're doing the antibodies treatment now. Our medical staff, our doctors are doing a great job staying up with what's most current and what's most effective. Taking care of our veterans.
For people who don't know this, how many patients do you have? Maybe call them residents. How many residents do you have as far as total across the state?
Paul, we have 600 residents, or beds for residents. Right now, that population's down a little bit because of the virus, and family members are a little leery. If they can keep mom or dad at home, they do. 95% of our population is male. When we get them their comorbidity issues, high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, that's pretty high among the men. And then we kick it over to the we do have a handful of women in the homes as well, and that's a growing population. But we're also building a new home on the Gulf Coast. We'll hope to start construction first quarter of this next year, and that'll be another 100 beds, give us 700 nursing beds to service 187,000 veterans that live in Mississippi.
Where's that going to be?
It's going to be a tradition. It's the development on 67 on the bypass in North Harrison County. We're far enough inland from the tornado or the hurricane zone that we'll be able to shelter in place. We won't have to evacuate, and we'll be able to care for them there. But it'll be 100 beds. It'll be private rooms. So the VA is really stepping up to make sure our veterans and their families don't have the traditional dual occupancy. They have their own room, their own dignity, their own life still. But we just able to care for them with skilled nursing care.
Congratulations. When do you think that's going to be open? Target date anywhere?
I think we're going to probably see that open next spring, next summer of 2022. It'll be an 18-month construction project. We've just gotten the blueprints finalized. They're at the health department right now because they have to review them as well. And so we're excited about that. We're also expanding the cemetery in Newton for our veterans and their families, putting in 1,500 more crypts. So it's been a very active year caring for our veteran community.
What is the average age of the residents there, Stacey?
Actually, the average age is in their 70s. We have a lot of 80 and 90-year-olds. Our last handful of World War II guys are in the homes, but our largest population are Vietnam veterans.
Absolutely. I don't know if you have any success stories like this one, but this is 102-year-old Angelita Friedman from New York. She beat the coronavirus for the second time this year. She lives in a nursing home. The first contracted the virus in March. Spent a week there, went home, got it again for some reason, or was a rebound. But it says she beat it twice, 102-year-old woman. So we do have some success stories out there.
Absolutely. One of our favorites, I got a World War II guy in our Oxford home. He was 93, 94 years old. And that was his comment. He said, "I beat the damn virus." And, these guys are still crusty. They're still tough. And, we were proud for him. Give him a big round of applause whenever he did get his negative test. So we do have some tough guys.
He's in his 90s, and he's still in combat a frame of mind, isn't he? So there you go.
Absolutely.
Final thoughts, holiday message here to everyone.
Well, we've got active duty and guard guys and girls that are deployed worldwide. Remember them in your prayers, but also our veterans. We've got some folks that are lonely, that are isolated, and they deserve our respect, our care, and our love, especially during the holiday season.
Anything that's going to change at all as far as the new year, new administration that we need to know about?
Absolutely not. Our Congress, our President, President Trump, and I hope President Biden will continue on and be great supporter of our veterans community. And I don't expect to see any change in how we care for the men and women who raise their right hand and sign that blank check to defend our freedom.
We got it. Always good seeing you, sir. Merry Christmas to you and the family, and stay safe.
Hey, Merry Christmas.